Yeah, we back and we ready to attack. Gotta set more rep and I'm ready to attack. Got a 50 bag and I'm running up the cash. Got a 70 bag and I'm covering up the cash. The hair really be crazy, but there's like no products. But shoot, it's been. The last video I shot was in last Tuesday. Wait, was it last? Did I even? No. I left last Tuesday. So the last video I shot was last Monday. And that was September 2nd. I've literally been on the go all the way up until yesterday, which yesterday was Labor Day. So I was like, and there's nothing really going on. So, and I was sick from the whole stretch from Tuesday to Sunday. I did not stop going. So Monday was like my rest day, and now I'm back, like I said, and I'm ready to attack. But yeah, break. It was not a necessary break. Oh, I don't got my mic in. Hopefully it don't sound bad. It was not a necessary break. It was not a break by choice either. It was a break by circumstance. And so for sure I appreciate, having the time away. But I've been ready to lock the fuck back in. Like, I could for sure appreciate the time. I could appreciate spending time with my family and friends, really. And so, like, that's really what was, like, focused on during that whole time. But now, like, I can actually get back in and just, like, lock the fuck in. And that's the whole goal with this shit. Especially with these vlogs. So that's why I wasn't vlogging or anything, because I wasn't, like, doing anything necessarily worth vlogging for this content. I did start work. Work was fun. Like, literally my first day, we went out the night before, and I was on a flight. I was sick. I'm still a little sick. I was on a flight. We went out because the homeboy pulled up to Scottsdale, and so then we were out so late, got no sleep. I thought I had work at 5, but I had work at 1, and I'm hungover and I'm sick. I have no voice, and I go out and I make 4 sales, which is not anything too great. I could have made 6, which 6 would have actually been solid, but like 4 was like second most of the weekend with the people that I was with, people in my company. So for sure got out there for my first day, did that. But so that was solid, and the second day was real rough, Sunday, but there was no football on Sunday, so it's just hard to sell all that. But now we're getting back into the day-to-day after that weekend of work, and then I work Friday. So starting off, we did not work out, we did not shower because we did not work out. But what we did do was we were up at 9. We're really up at like 8:10, but we just didn't do it because we had other things to do. Up at 9 to 10:30 coding, so that's an hour 30. And now it's 10:30, and we're about to get into piano. For piano, we're done with All of Me. We finished that, so every time I start piano practice, like, I'm gonna practice that, but it's not gonna be something that I'm gonna be shown anymore, which I did get copyrighted for that on the last video, which is kind of funny. Oh, my video schedule is gonna be so fucked too, but we're just gonna keep posting now consistently, and then maybe we'll catch up later. I don't know, but there'll be like a time skip just out of nowhere, or it's like one video and then it's all the way to the next, but it'll be back to back. But yeah, so we're gonna learn another song, and it's gonna be a ukulele plus piano song. And so each day I'm gonna do one ukulele session and I'm gonna do one piano session for it, and just knock it all out. It's a short song. I'm not gonna say what it is until like you slowly start getting everything. It starts sounding like it. But yeah, so I'll probably do the piano. Start with All of Me, playing that all the way through, and then going into probably piano version of the ukulele and piano song I'm gonna play. So that's gonna be fun. So if there's anything to show at the end of that, I'll show it. Alright, so like, I knew this song was easy. I just didn't think it was to be that easy. It's just like a loop. And And I guess the fun part would be learning the ukulele tomorrow. But I'll play the piano part. I basically got the whole part down. And it will for sure be easier to have the rhythm and timing whenever I get the ukulele playing in the background. But this is piano part. Yeah, and so that's the piano part. Super simple. It's only like a minute long song. But trying to see if I need to add anything else to it, but I think that's it. And it's concluded. It's 11:15 almost, so that's going to conclude piano practice. We're going to get into reading, which I was reading over the time. But yeah, piano part. We'll see what the ukulele part looks like tomorrow. See how long that takes. Because honestly, I could have this song done by tomorrow and have it fully finished by Wednesday or Thursday. But yeah, we'll see. We'll get into reading next.
Alright, so it's kind of like what we learned last time, but it's kind of closer learning in the sense of like learning what the relationship on how to add integers and the name. Like we did that last time, but this was a step-by-step process following the same learning style I did for the first one. Was create a list or multiple practice assembling elements by index. So this was just putting them in there, learning what lists are, learning how to print something on the list. So like print movie 0 would print the first one because it starts at 0, so it would print dino words. Add modified list, so it's append, kind of how to change, update. Movies remove, so this tells you remove something off the list. And then for movies, in movies will print movies. This tells you it's how you create the loop of movies. And then it went over tuples. Tuples I didn't really have that good of an understanding for. So I came down here and I went deeper. I asked it what the problem was with my movies, of why it wasn't printing, and it told me it was small concept mix up in your code, use brackets. I had brackets, and it was telling me use a list for this to print movies. And so when there's no value in theirs, like before, you have to use the brackets for when there's an integer / float and string context. You have to use a brace, but whenever there's not one, you're perfectly fine with you just using brackets. I took a note. Use list. That will focus. It says use list when order matters or you want two house indexes. Use sets when you want unique items and don't care for any order. So I'm not gonna act like I know really what that means. It went over tuples, like I said. So this is still just messing with the list, and then just break down this more for tuples. Let's go break it down. So it's only the list, how it works, and how tuples are just a stagnant thing to where they don't move on just on their own. So you'd have to, like, you see how art is in these braces. So this is a tuple, and art is a list of tuples. If I just wanted to make one tuple, I could delete taco meat and it would just be one tuple with too much 7. That would be a tuple in itself. And you can't just change, like, for like since taco meat, you can't just change that to talk to you have to change the whole tuple. And so that's what I learned. And then creating the loop for the tuple, and that was the tuple learning. And so bringing that all together, I've done this previously, but the kind of the end goal with this little project was with this learning was to make a list of your top 5 movies and print them. which we did that last time with the ranking. So I already basically had an idea. I did use the other one for reference, such as like M and R and items to split the value of the floats and the strings. So you can print out the float itself, the dino, and the string by itself, such as in M for the float or for the string and R for the float. And you use a function to print these out. And you can write code around or string around here. And then I learned I had to look up those semicolons to figure out how to, and the brackets too. But then again, I kind of trial and error that. But then that gave me this as an ending, which is just simply, this was print 4, so this was change number 4 out, which was d-dino for movies and print 4, and so that just prints a d-dino 20, just because movies 4 equals movies 4. So I don't think this really had any association with this. It just changed it and it prints it out, whatever this code was. And then we print out everything with its rating. And then we have this 4 dino. I'm not sure what this is. I don't know, to be honest. And then we had to talk to no taco meat, because we switched out talk to it for taco meat. Yeah, so that's basically went over today. Kind of a refresher on the course too, because I haven't done it in a while. But for sure we're gonna be getting some more